Good morning everyone, my name is Clarke and I'm with a wonderful group of stampers called Create Together Stampers. We're going to be showcasing the mini catalogue and the celebration brochure. Each of us will demonstrate how to make a card from using product from the mini catalogue, and we'll also show you what we've made with freebies from the celebration. Of course, September is our wonderful celebration. We've had August already with celebration, and now last month is September, where if you purchase $90 or over worth of product, you can choose a freebie from the celebration catalogue, which is this little one here, which is just full of wonderful things today. So we've got penguin paper, we've got a stamp set, hope you can see that. We've got more paper, reindeer paper, which goes with a punch from the mini catalogue, which is just a bonus, isn't it? A sheep for anyone that likes animals, and a stamp set and a die cut, because I know we don't all like fussy cutting. Then we've got this one, which I'll be showing you a card that I've made with this. We've got dies to go with the stamp set in the main catalogue. And what else we've got? Oh, lovely flower stamp set. And of course, host rewards if you get to a certain value. And that's the free stamp set with $500 or over worth of products if you decide to have a party or a gathering or get together with a few friends. So, and of course there's a joining bonus in September. You get to choose a bundle for free, which is just amazing. That's another $90 to $100, $80 to $100 worth of free product on top of your already $235 worth of product for the low price of $169. So if you've ever thought of joining, now is a great time and get those bonuses. So let's move along. I'm going to show you this wonderful set of products from the gingerbread and peppermint suite. So here we are, we've got some samples of some things the Stampin' Up people have made. Just love the colours, and a friend of mine really loves gingerbread at Christmas time. That would be her thing, wouldn't it, Sherilyn? So immediately when I saw this, I thought of her. And of course, we've got a couple of stamp sets to go with it. We've got, I'll show you them over the page. This is the papers. And of course, I haven't got them all here, but this is the range. Let me see how many I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So one of them I have completely used all 4 sheets. So you get 48 sheets, 6 by 6, and that's one side, and that's the other side. So these are able to be cut out and used by themselves. These ones too, aren't they gorgeous? These ones they have dies for, except I don't think there's a mitten die, but there is a star and a bauble and a snowflake die. So here we are as well. Aren't they just wonderful? And over there, and here as well. Very pretty. And I've made some cards with just using the papers, which is just a wonderful way of showing how versatile this paper is. And you get more bang for your buck that way, of course. So there's 12 different papers, 4 of each paper, which makes up the 48, which is a great idea for $20. So I'm going to be using those papers. I'm also going to be using what they call memories and more cards and envelopes. So they come in a pack of 20 for $17.50. We have the card base and the card envelope. Isn't that just lovely? That would look so good stamped and mailed in the post, or just given with a gift. So here's the card base. We're going to use this to make our card today. I've already pre-cut some things, and we'll do some stamping together and put together card. We're going to actually use not this stamp set, which is called Frosted Gingerbread. We're going to actually use this one, which is $30. And you can also pair that with, see how they've got the dome here? So if you've got a Big Shot or a cutting machine, you can actually pair this with the dies over here. So the dies, cloche dies they're called, that's a funny word, isn't it? And that will cut out this shape. And of course, you've got the shaker domes to match that shape. And you can make some wonderful shaker cards. So I'll just, sorry, I'm for turning the pages in front of you. So this is a couple of shaker cards I've made. So I've used the enamel shapes here underneath and some bling. Use some paper and use that from the other stamp set that we'll be using. And this is another one without so much colour, and that's just using the basic card back for that one instead of putting the pretty paper behind it. So they're two different ideas to use with that magical shaker dome that you can use if you wish. So let's go back over here. Oops, wrong page. And this stamp set's quite good actually, because it's got like Halloween things. Maybe that'd be a pumpkin pie, toffee apple, but of course you could use that for other things like desserts. Here's a cupcake. So you've got love ya, happy birthday, a tasty treat for someone sweet, any way you slice it, I'm thankful for you, and bring on Christmas. I love that saying. So we're going to use that saying. We're going to stamp this, stamp the platter, I guess you'd call it, I'm not too sure, to put that on top, and a few other things as well. So let's get started, will we? So first you'll need, whoops, your card base, your envelope, which we'll just put to the side. I've cut these to be 7.5 centimetres by 10 centimetres. So I'm just going to layer those up now. Some people might not like doing things on diagonals, but I quite like the effect. So this is only a suggestion. And of course I know some people won't like it, but that's okay. So we're going to put this one off like that. So we see a little bit above and below. Glue that down. Of course you don't have to use glue. You can use tear and tape. You can use Stamp and Seal, which is the tape runner. You can use whatever you like. And I don't know about you, but when I line something up, I often use, and I don't have to with this because it's already got the shape that I'm lining up this piece of DSP with, so I'm going to put that in there. So that's the base of our card done, and of course I've got glue on my fingers already. Right, we're going to then, I'll put that over to the side and bring this over. Now when you're using this stamp set, which is a photopolymer stamp set, which means they are completely clear. See, and that mine's of course tinted because I've been using colour on it. You will need some sort of cushioning. This is a pad that's a Stampin' Up brand, and of course it's been well used, but that's okay. Still got lots of life in it. So we're going to use our Memento ink, which is, sorry, oops, I'll show you the top, the Tuxedo black one. Now this is a good one to use when you want to use the Stampin' Blends to colour in, which is what we'll be doing. So just ink it up, stamp it. So that's one done. Now I need to do the base. Just move that a bit forward. Use the base. So I've inked that up. I'm going to stamp that. Now while I'm in the stamping frame of mind, I need to do, this is the card that we are making, so I need to do that there. So I'm going to get Old Olive as my ink. Lovely, lovely green colour. I'm going to get my ink it up. And now I'm going to stamp it twice. Once, twice. And I'll tell you why in a minute. And I'm going to use this punch. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in. I don't know about you, but I always do this when I'm punching. I always turn it upside down and put it in the window so I can see where I'm punching. So I've just punched it there so that I've got a bit of space on the side of the bring. And the next one I'm going to punch, hopefully that's okay, I've got a bit more space on the side of the Christmas. Hopefully that's level. And then I'll get my scissors. And I'm actually going to cut them off. So I'm going to use the Christmas here. And I'll use the on from that one. Oops. There. And that one I can't use because it's too close to the edge and cut off. So I've got, that's why we did two, so that I could use this one. So there we've got the bring. I'll cut that and cut that in the middle. Yeah. So I've got Christmas and bring, and oh, here's the on. I wondered where it was. Oh God, it's hiding. And there's the on. Whoops, upside down. That's ready to go. Now with the colouring, I just want to check something first, so excuse me. Yep, with the colouring, and I guess you would have done this when you were at school, but I'll show you what I do anyway, just the basics. Okay, so we're going to use the Real Red, and of course Stampin' Blends have two ends. They have a brush end and a pointy end. Because the berries are quite small, I'm just going to use the pointy end and colour them in. Okay, so that's done with the red. Oh, actually, I need more red down here, don't I? Because it's got this. I like to think they're lollies, but they're probably different fruits, which I'm not so keen on in fruit pudding, but that's okay. Then we're going to get the green. Now what I like to do, whoops, that's the wrong end. Again, because it's a small space, we'll use the pointy end. I like to go around the outside and down any lines, and I'll do that with the other one. Hope you can see this. I'm left-handed, so it's a bit tricky. Down there, that's the darker one, and now I'll get the lighter one and I'll go over it. And using small circles is a good idea because that helps blend the darker and the lighter shade in, getting better, nicer coverage. Oops, just a bit there. Okay, so that's green done. Now I'll do the green down here before I put it away. Rid of that, and then we've got the yellow. So that's Old Olive, which is the green. The red is called Real Red, of course. The yellow is, I'm pretty sure it's Daffodil Delight. So we've got the darker and the lighter. So again, whoops, wrong one. I'll go around the outside. working on those shade lines to make it stand out a bit more. One down there. And because you've got a bigger area, you can now use the brush end. So this is the lighter of the two of the Daffodil Delights. And I'll just sort of try and circle it in. Mindful not to go over the edge because I don't want any yellow in my pudding or outside. So there we go, that's not too bad. Quite like that. And of course, I need to do the yellow in the pudding parts. They're quite nice. And the last colour that I'm using is the dark and the light of what is called Cinnamon Cider, which is the perfect colour for the plum pudding, I think. I tried using crumb cake, but it just didn't have the oomph that I wanted. It didn't make the pudding pop enough. And of course, early espresso was just too dark. So again, going around those edges like that. And then I'm going to get the lighter one. And do my little circles. Oops, went over the line. Never mind. I'm sure once the card is put together, no one will notice that I went over the line a little bit. And it's extra special because it's handmade and I've taken the time to colour something in, which always takes a bit of time, I find. So they're nice cards to give to people that really appreciate what you've done. Okay, so that is the plum pudding. Pretty well done, except for a couple of white spots. Okay, now you do the same sort of thing with the base. So use the darker first, and then do the lighter. Now I'm not going to bore you with more colouring, so I've done that already. So here I have my little box of tricks. So that's my base done. That's my plum pudding. And we're ready to assemble the card. So we've got the card base here. So I'll put mine up the front so I can see. Now I'm going to put this one on first because this is the bottom. And then I can put the pudding on top. So I've cut off round the edge of the, can't find it now, never mind, of the dimensionals. So you see there, see I've cut off the edge so that I get a nice straight line. Just taking off the backing, whoops. And I'm going to place it a little bit up from the bottom because I want people to see that. And that should be right there. Hopefully that's okay and not too high. Never mind. I think that's okay. So, and on the back of this, what I've done is I've put some dimensionals up the top of the leaves and in the middle there, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with this one. I thought because it's a pudding, we really need to see that it's like a curve, as puddings always are when you take them out of the pot. So I'll put some dimensionals in the middle, and I'm going to put glue around the outside, and you can use tape runner or tear and tape, whatever you prefer. Tape and, yep, stamp and seal. We all have our pet names for our different products, don't we? Right, so I'm going to put that there in the middle again, push it down in the middle and there, and then I'm just going to go like that so that it gives a little bit of a bulge in the middle, and that gives it a bit of a dimension, I guess you'd say, perhaps looking a bit more realistic. So then all we need to do, because we've done our words already, is glue them on. Perhaps I should have done bring on first, but anyway, I've got Christmas here. Do the bring next. Oops, let's not do it upside down. Bring. On. Woohoo. Probably a bit too much, never mind. Bring on. Yeah, that's looking too bad. Not looking too bad. Okay. Now, these are, and I'll see if I can find the box. Here we are. These are sequins for everything. They're in the main catalogue, and you get those 4 different colours, which is really great for here because I want to use the green and the red and the gold. So I've got everything here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put little blobs where I want to put the bling. So I've put about 5. I'm going to get my take a pick tool, and I've got the blobby bit up there, and I'm going to pick up one of these. Let's see if you can see that a bit better. There we are. So one up here, right? A green, maybe over here. Whoop, dropped it. Over here. So in this, they've got some flat shapes and some raised shapes, which I think give a nice little colour. So I'm going to use this one actually. Whoops, got 2 there. I'll try and find my dots that I placed. Another one, maybe another green one. Oops. Oops. Ooh, that doesn't want to stick, does it? Oh, yeah. And last one, if I can find it. Maybe another red one. Oops. So there we have it. Just about finished. That one's glued. This one's glued. Whoops. Doesn't want to stay down, does it? Okay. Hold it for a couple of seconds. There we are. Beautiful. Now don't forget to put your lid on the top when you're finished. And that will keep them in the right areas. Okay, so that is a card done. Not too bad, and that will be paired with the envelope, which is very nice. So, if you don't have papers, you could do something like that, which just uses the card base and the stamp set and some colouring and cutting out. Here's another one of the same one we've just done. So using a different papers for the background. That's quite nice. Here are a couple of cards I made just using the papers. The only stamping was Happy Holidays. So that's one, and that's another one. That's a lovely little design that gets die cut out with the dies that belong to the set. Now, I thought I'd show you a card I made with this stamp set just to finish off. So this is a freebie for $90 or more. You can choose this stamp set. I decided to do the circles, and that was my card. So you could probably even use this as a Christmas card, maybe put a Christmas greeting on it, or just as a thinking of you card or a mail card of some sort. And then of course I did the dots and the splashes down the bottom. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Another person in about 20 minutes, I think. Laura's coming on next. She's a lovely demonstrator from South Australia. And check out what she's going to do. Hope you've enjoyed this little video and hope to chat soon. Bye.